head on a swivel. Wow. The planet Jupiter. Yes. Oh, good morning. It's 5:10, 5:11 a.m. here in Boston, Massachusetts, United States of America, North America, planet Earth, Solar System, outer spiral arm, Milky Way galaxy, local group, Virgo cluster, Laniakea supercluster, known universe, somewhere in the yet to be realized multiverse of possibilities. It is 30 degrees Fahrenheit. It's a chilly morning. It reminds me of my wedding night. I was never married. Always a bridesmaid, never a bride. Good morning. Awesome, let's get to it. Hope they stay warm. Seriously. How are you? Good morning. Welcome to Live and Learn. It's the gratitude show that we make first thing in the morning. It formats my day. And beyond gratitude, we have patriotism. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Let's get it on. All right. Chilly morning here, but warm hearts. How you doing? Welcome to the Gratitude List Show, Live and Learn. I wake up in the morning, 3:37 a.m. any given weekday, and I am already I'm already grateful for 8 things. I have reformatted my heart, mind, and soul to be a place of gratitude, to shine like the sun, to fly like an eagle into the future. Ah, boy. So I make a gratitude list, and I format it, and I've done it my own way. So I start off my gratitude list with what I refer to as the Foundation 8. I am grateful and blessed for my family, my friends, my faith, my freedom, my health, my union job, a good night's sleep, and a solid breakfast. And from there, I build on that and I elaborate. Happy Wednesday. Happy Hump Day. Hump this day, lest it may hump you without your consent. So watch out, don't drop the soap. Yeah, no, you don't want to be the butt of that joke. Oh gosh, here I am cracking up first thing in the morning. Oh, holy moly. Where do I come up with such stuff? Oh, I am just the Lord's flute. That's what I say. And how are you doing this morning? Let me know in the comment section. How you feeling? How you doing? What are you grateful for? Do you have gratitude? Do you use gratitude? It really helped me out. Gratitude did. Whew. It gave me better perspective, which led to better purpose. And I'm still the same person. But gosh, things are a lot more manageable now. Now you hear that? You hear that click, click, click? That's somebody cutting their fingernails with a fingernail clipper. I've done this on the tee before. I don't care. I'm with it. I'd rather listen to that than somebody on their fucking iPhones without headphones. Seriously, there is a bit of grossness, but, who am I to judge? Because I've done that plenty of times. Heck, I'm a chef. Don't you want me having freshly shorn fingernails, free of debris and accumulative funk? Of course you do. I wear gloves. It doesn't matter that you wear gloves all day. You need to wash. I'm grateful and blessed for the level of hygiene that we have here in the 21st century. Okay, I don't know if this will get struck for talking pandemics and COVID or something, but 100 years before that, in 1918, 1919, 1920, there was a worldwide influenza outbreak. And it really did a job on the world. It killed millions of people. Yet, maybe, just maybe the big difference, because, Wu flu, COVID-19, ended up having a less than 1% mortality rate. After all that hullabaloo, after all of the hue and cry, after all the non-scientific believe the science stuff, the face diapers, the social distancing, all of that. And now genuinely people did lose loved ones to COVID or COVID-related stuff. This is true. One of my high school friends lost their mom. And so you can't tell me, or you can't tell her, that didn't happen. I mean, But what's the difference between the 100 and odd years between the influenza outbreak and the COVID pandemic? Well, hygiene. I made this joke up years ago after coming out of the men's room in disgust. I said, hey man, there are three things in this world. There's hygiene, there's low gene, and then there's no gene. I mean, who does that to a defenseless toilet bowl? I mean, gee.
This is Davis. The destination of this train is Ashmont.
Oof. But maybe it was our hygiene standards that contributed to the Wu flu that did come from, a big nation on the other side of the world, from a lab. I mean, that COVID report came out and it's blowing everyone's minds. Hey, guess what? What happens when the conspiracy theorists are right about conspiracies? I don't know. I don't have answers. All I have are more questions. But maybe our level of hygiene has something to do with COVID-19 not turning into the influenza outbreak of the early 20th century. The level of hygiene. Remember, in the early 20th century, sanitation and sterilization were new things. And only 50 years before that, 50 or 60 years before that, 2 or 3 generations, we had the Civil War. And after that came someone called Dr. Joseph Lister. And his name is still around. You've heard of Listerine, the antiseptic mouthwash? Joseph Lister was one of the first scientists and doctors to realize the correlation between cleanliness, hygiene, and infection spreadings. And he was laughed at, he was scoffed, like Galileo was, for suggesting that the Earth circles the sun. He was literally ridiculed by his peers, and he ended up being right, that you need to sanitize every instrument. You need to have clean hands when examining wounds. You need to have a sterilized operating theater. Things like that. I mean, and then in the early 20th century came something that we take for granted: antibiotics, penicillin,
Next stop, Harvard.
pills. That's like that's relatively new in human history. So I am grateful and blessed for our level of hygiene. I'm a professional chef. We take hygiene and sanitation very seriously. I had to get a certification. It's called Serve Safe. I've got it about 3 times. It costs like a little bit more than $100. You take an online course. You show up. You take a test, and they give you a certificate that's good for 5 years. And you learn things like how to properly hot hold and cold hold food. You learn things like there are 3 major contaminants: biological, chemical, and physical, that can end up contaminating, your food. You have to be, responsible and alert to all of these hazards. In addition to knives, fire, boiling water, screeching hot ovens, people walking behind you, even yeah. But I just think that the level of hygiene that we've achieved here in the Western culture, maybe that was an X factor to why the Wu flu didn't cause as much havoc as, say, something such as the influenza breakout of the early 20th century. Or, then compared to something such as the Black Plague. What was that, the 16th century? There was like zero hygiene standards. People would dump their chamber pots out of their windows into the streets. Imagine what you walked in, that you would trap into, you know what I mean? Just imagine what was on your hands just from,
This is Harvard.
Heck, body odor.
Destination of this
I'm
train
grateful for
is
deodorant
Ashland.
sticks. That deodorant, men's deodorant, was an ad campaign by Gillette, the razor people and deodorant people. It was called Right Guard, and a right guard of a football team, which is like a position, was what a celebrity sports advertisement saying, I use Right Guard, and now I smell better. And people
Next stop,
in the West
Central. North
take
Loop
care
on the right.
as not to smell bad, body smells, I heard a ridiculous thing about Cambridge University, a PhD candidate got their doctorate upon the correlation of intersectionalities of the oppressed and oppressors of body smells, and that discriminating over body smells, about being uncomfortable over the way different people smell, is racism. I don't think that's science. That's academic postmodernism and intersectional critical theory. I don't think that's science. I mean, how does that contribute to education? None of my business. I'm a chef. Plus, I work for a university, and I'm I need to seriously, I don't need to watch what I say, but I am mindful of what I say. I have a symbiotic relationship with the factories of these kind of thoughts. I'm not, it's a weird balance. And but also it's like these kids show up, they pay the money. It reminds me of when I was in middle school. I had a bully, and then I took karate. Fred Valari's fast food kung fu, Kempo. My auntie Debbie, my godmother, took me, and I got my yellow belt, and I was so proud. And I finally stood up to my bully, and I got my ass kicked. Live and learn, kid. Live and learn. So I kind of lost faith in my dojo after that. Years later, I would re-enter a dojo, a New England Aikikai, a Porter Square, Cambridge, Japanese Aikido, with a student. As a student, I was learning under one of the original students of O Sensei, the inventor of Aikido, Kanai Sensei. He was, God bless you, rest in peace. But there's I have a bacon number of 2 with O Sensei when it comes to Aikido. I'm honored and feel that. I couldn't do it for too long because we had to do front rolls and back rolls back and forth over the mat, and I get vertigo and dizzy real quickly, so I couldn't hang. I'm sorry. That's on me. But I took Aikido in my heart with me, and actually one day I had a cup of coffee in my hand. I'm coming off the bus. It's stone cold winter. It's snowy everywhere, and I stepped right into an ice patch and I slipped and fell. But what I did was I was conditioned through my martial arts, through Aikido, of learning how to fall correctly. I turtled, stuck my head up, arched my back. I slipped, fell, boom! But I didn't even spill a drop of my coffee. I did not whack my head. I was fine. And that had everything to do with my bearing, my martial arts training. Where was I going with that? Well, this girl in Cambridge, the University of Cambridge, she gave him the money, and she came up with, a thesis, and they gave her a PhD, sure. There's a cottage industry there. It's a huge, it's a huge industry. I'm not knocking it. I'm just like, but it's like, it reminds me of, middle school karate. You give them the money, they give you the belt. Because that's how they stay in business, and that's how they pay the bills and keep the lights on. And, I don't know, I'm not trying to belittle the PhD either. I mean, it's just, I love education. I respect it a lot. I'm just a shitty student. But I'm grateful and blessed for hygiene. Hygiene standards. That people aren't funky. Listen, look, I take public transport. I take the subway. Have you ever had to sit next to the stinky fella on a bus or a subway car? Have you? Do you know what it's like? That someone smells soiled? Do you know what that even means? It's beyond body odor. It's like, you know what I mean? There is a huge unhoused population here. You know what I mean? And they don't have access to showers and toiletries such as like typical people do. I'm grateful and blessed that we don't live in a stinky world anymore. Hey, look, it's a huge American flag right over there. I do pledge allegiance. I wonder if there's one on this side. All right, let's zip up. Let's get ready to get ready. Oof. I hope you're doing awesome. I'm hoping that you hump this hump day. Lest it may hump you without your consent. So get humping. Get some consent. Have a few drinks. Have a prophylactic. Maybe a lubricant if you need to. Social lubricant. I'm talking about booze. What are you dirty-minded people talking about? Let's give them something to talk about. Talk about love. Wow, love. But I remain grateful and blessed. Time to get to work. Happy Wednesday. Happy new comic book day. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh. Look. It's the planet Jupiter. It's following you. I know it is. Thank you so very much. God bless. Namaste. Good luck. Have gratitude. Express it. Share that knowledge with somebody. That's sharing power. Share gratitude. Be forgiving. Be open-minded, open-hearted. you know, but don't be a sucker either. There's a balance to be held. You know what I mean? But we will talk to you later. Please like and subscribe. Smash that like button. It really helps the algorithm suggest this little show to the masses, the unwashed masses that might need hygiene. Hygiene, low gene, and no gene. Who does that to a defenseless toilet bowl? Who does that to the next person that needs to use that and in dire need? My goodness. You have a great day. Stay blessed. God bless. Namaste. Good luck. And we will see you later. Bye-bye.